Goodwin College's Real Life, Real Women Wine and Chocolate event. Last spring, we gathered in this exact room on a slightly warmer day to celebrate Goodwin's first women's event. Celebrating the women in our lives who support us, inspire us, and help to create a reality that is supportive of our dreams and our aspirations. As I mentioned previously, there are some people I want to introduce you to. You don't need to stop drinking, you don't need to stop eating. That's kind of what this event is all about. But there are some people I want you to meet, there are some stories I want you to hear, and there's some very exciting news I want to share. I'm Brooke Penders, and I'm a proud member of the foundation team at Goodwin College, and I welcome you here to the Pond House Cafe in West Hartford for the second women's event, we hope the second of many, many, many more. So, applause to all of you for coming on a cold Thursday night. So, speaking of being supportive, please join me in thanking our premier sponsors for the evening. Aetna, Judy Lackey is here from Aetna. Chris Andrews with Andrews Benefits. There's Chris. Hi, Chris. Brush's Printing Services. I believe Anne-Marie Brush is here. They do wonderful work for her. Hello, Anne-Marie. Thank you. Michelle Bush, trustee and foundation board member, in from Chicago. It's warm here for you. Lena Rodriguez and a big team from CRT. And our good friends Craig and Harvey from Tecton Architects. Where are you guys? Hey, Anne-Marie. Lots of people here from Tecton. Second, I'd like to thank the Women's Events Committee who helped us plan, promote, and prepare for absolutely every aspect of this event. There are too many people to name, but you'll see them with a red committee name on their name tag. Everybody who's part of the committee, can you raise your hand or give a hoot and holler? Thank you all very, very much. This event is a reflection of their time and commitment to Goodwin and the power of women working together. I'd also be remiss if I didn't recognize some of the special leaders who are with us tonight. First and foremost, our big cheese, Mark Scheinberg. Any American wine needs to have some cheese in these hours. We have some trustee and foundation board members, Sherry Bernier. Where are you, Sherry? Michelle Bush, again, you get a dual announcement tonight. Our student government president, Lester Castro. Lester, guys, beautiful women. Thank you. Our chair, Maria Ellis, Dr. Maria Ellis. Louise Fisher, our foundation board, and one of our newest foundation board members. Lee Housley from NU and also an alum of Goodwin College. Jackie Jacoby, trustee and all-around community gal. Judy Resnick, soon to be retired Judy Resnick. We're very excited to have her with us tonight. And then I believe we have Melody Curry, Commissioner of Connecticut Department of Administrative Services with us. And then two good friends from the town of East Hartford, Barbara Ann Rossi and Linda Russo. Are you guys still here? And then you'll probably see a lot of students here tonight too, because many of you sponsored and invited and encouraged them to be here. So thank you all to the students who made time out of their studying, took time out of studying to be here. So if you're a student, raise your hand. Wave. Thank you. This is for you. And just a general thank you to all of you for being here for you, because if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be raising money for student scholarship. So on to our first speaker. Our first speaker this evening is someone that I was introduced to via video. It's a self-produced testimonial, something she created late one night. It was required for one of the many scholarship contests she finds and applies for in her free time. And I use that term loosely, in her free time, between working, pursuing her bachelor's degree in human services, and volunteering. Gladys pursues her educational dreams with a passion. Her positive attitude, dedication to her 3 boys, and her future has many people at Goodwin College rethinking the downside of human cloning. We would take more Gladyses in a heartbeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Gladys Mercado.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I hope everybody's having a good time. I know I had a blast eating all the food and trying everything out. Thank you for the parents. That was an amazing idea. So by all means, please continue to drink and eat and be merry. So I'm just here to share a little bit of my story and just take advantage of the opportunity to say things. So just a couple of minutes to share, and I'll turn it over to someone else. As I look out into the crowd, I see a lot of familiar faces, and that's a big comfort for me. I'm a bundle of nerves up here, so just bear with me. I stand here today deeply appreciative of the honor to share my story and grateful for the immense and unwavering support of the Goodwin community. I can't help but be amazed that last year I came to this event and sat at a table right there. I had a blast. My sister was with me. It was an amazing event. I was very grateful to be one of the students that attended via sponsorship. So please continue that, to find it in your heart and in your wallet, to continue to sponsor students. It's very important for us to be able to mingle and be able to pick your brains apart and make those connections and network. That's what this is all about. For last year's event, I heard from 3 amazing women. They were phenomenal. I was moved to tears, each and every story, and I can't really even find the words to describe the trials and tribulations that they went through, the challenges that they faced, and how victorious they emerged. They really took life by its horns. Accepted the challenges and the trials and tribulations and continued to push forward and made it happen for themselves. Like I said, my name is Gladys Mercado. I am 32 years old. I am a mother to 3 beautiful and handsome boys, ages 16, 13, and 8. I am also the fiance to a very special man and a man of great integrity, Mr. Martin Ravizzoli, who accompanied me tonight. I'm currently in my pursuit of my bachelor's in science and human services with a minor in psychology, like both today. I am in pursuit of that, having earned my associates in human services at Goodwin. This is only another step in my journey, in my education journey. I don't see myself stopping at a bachelor's. I will continue for a master's, most likely in social work, with my end goal being to open up my own therapy practice where I can do art therapy with youth and children and maybe even families. A little bit about me. I was born in Puerto Rico and I transplanted to Connecticut at the age of 9. I witnessed domestic violence growing up. I experienced homelessness. I was a welfare recipient. I struggled with a parent who had substance abuse problems, and she's in recovery now. Thank you, God. I hung out with gang members. I became a mother at the age of 15, way too early. But I took on the challenge and accepted the responsibility and haven't looked back since. So although I was a teenage mom, and that was a label that it was very quick to be slapped on me, I was from the inner city, an urban youth, I am Hispanic, I am a female. I fit into all of the statistical boxes that you can possibly have out there. Yet I refuse to let them define me. I refuse to let them define me then, at the age of 15, and I refuse to let them define me now. faith-based organization and education program at Harper's Trust House, which was the former home of Samuel and Elizabeth Pope. I was introduced to the world of community organizing and human services by my mother, who I love dearly, Evelyn Figueroa Lewis, who was part of SysCon during the revitalization of Dutch Point, which is a housing project in Hartford. During the time I have been at Goodwin, I fought a heart-wrenching custody battle. I lost transportation. I have been financially, physically, mentally, and emotionally challenged. But somehow, I continue on and over the bar, respecting life hurdles, but not letting these bar me. Cheryl Strayed, the author of The Wild, says, quote, "You don't have a right to the cards you believe you should have been dealt. You have an obligation to play the hell out of the ones you're holding." End quote. Although it's easy to remember the tough times, all has not been bad during these last few years. I was inducted into 2 honor societies.
Right.
I was selected to serve as a 4-year Human Services student representative of the New England Organization of Human Services. Sorry if I messed that up. As a board member, I was a recipient of several scholarships, one of these being from the Goodwin Endowed Scholarship Fund. Thank you so much. That scholarship was one of the biggest and most life-changing scholarships that I have received. The amount was more than I could have imagined. It was a complete surprise to me, and I'm so grateful for having been elected and just chosen as an individual that you can invest in. I know that I am worthy of that investment. I'm just glad that I convinced those It has been one of the biggest awards, but it will not be the last. And I plan to have a bigger award soon. I'm working on a couple, and cross your fingers and send good vibes, and hopefully I can keep landing them. I have received several proclamations from local and state legislators due to not only my pursuit of academic excellence, but trying to attain a higher education degree. I have become more involved at Goodwin via the crew, who I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Thank you so much. And I have been given the opportunity to be more involved in my community via an independent study program that I petitioned and was approved from my program. I've even had a poem published in The Beacon, which is a literary magazine for UConn. For Goodwin. It was an amazing honor and something that took me by complete surprise. And it's amazing how a few words, but they're printed in this beautiful magazine, and you see it and you're so proud of it. So I can claim that I've been published. So that's amazing. Thank you again for another opportunity. You just keep throwing them at me. In addition to going through all of my struggles, my trials, my challenges, my success, I was able to get a promotion at work, which is another plus that I've experienced. I've been with Congressman John Larson for 7 years now, and I moved from the staff assistant position into the District 8 position. It allows me to work with the populations which I have a passion for, which are veterans and immigrants. It's very challenging and tough, but I love it. I find it very rewarding, and it's priceless, the thank yous that I get. I must extend a sincere thank you to the Goodwin community from the bottom of my heart for their support and enrichment of their student lives via the many opportunities and supportive services they offer. Thank you for nurturing the potential in each and every one of your students and working so diligently to improve and increase their quality of life. I consider myself incredibly blessed to see. I am surrounded by many caring and bright lights in my life. I am the woman today. I am the woman that I am today, and possess the strength and resiliency I do because of the many individuals in my life who have sacrificed and given without hesitation their support, encouragement, and advice. Of the many luminous lights in my life, there is one that burns with devotion unlike any other. Martin. Martin, you have this. You see in me what I can't hesitate or even resist to see. You've helped me to trust again, catching me with each and every fall, every time I trip and fall again. Always with stern advice to pick myself up and try again. Brick by brick, you have dismantled the wall I so feverishly built. In you, I have a confidant, a debate partner, an opponent, a crazy cheerleader, a peer reviewer, a subject to study and analyze, and my best friend, my partner. You sacrificed your own education pursuit to encourage and support mine. You accepted and have loved unconditionally 3 children, sass and all, without the paralyzing fear others have, and having gone from single with none to committed with 3. You have talked me off the ledge with respects to quitting school on more than one occasion. I am grateful for your honesty, respect, and support, and how you challenged me to be the best and then some of what I am today. Today, I publicly recognize you for all you've done to support this family, to support me without complaint or desertion. Today, I stand here encased in love, encouragement, and yes, a bundle of nerves, trying to find adequate words to express the immense gratitude I feel for having you in my life and the life of our boys. I applaud you, my unsung hero, for I could not do this, any of it, without having you in my corner. Thank you. I thank all of you who are here and those who contribute and have contributed every day towards providing such opportunities and relentless support to those who you love and believe in. As Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it's done. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible.
And use half of her time to throw honor on others. That's just who Gladys is, and we are so thrilled that she is part of the Goodwin College community, and we are so happy to support you and your fellow students. In addition to incredible students like Gladys, we have amazing faculty, one of whom we've asked to join us here tonight. When I first met Carlita, I was impressed with her self-confidence and her willingness to share and engage with her colleagues in an incredibly authentic and humble manner. Little did I know how humble she really was. In preparation for tonight, I sat down to review her 10-plus page CV that highlights accomplishments ranging from, not kidding, Russian linguist to a master's degree in divinity from Howard University, or from a local teacher of the year to a trained wartime interrogator while serving in the United States Air Force. Serious, not kidding. It's all right there. She is an amazing, amazing lady. For all of her academic and professional accomplishments, our students rave about her ability to bring subjects to life while teaching them to persevere in spite of obstacles that might be in their way. It's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Carlita Kott.
You all, I fainted unless I believe that in some way, shape, or form I might have something that might be of interest to you all. What really amazes me is why you even needed to put my name on the program. Miss Gladys, what you had to say was so impactful, so heartfelt, and so reflective of the Goodwin that I've come to love and embrace and be allowed to serve at and to pour into eager minds, that you guys don't need me. In fact, since you already heard that I have a master's of divinity, which means I went to seminary, right? So what you didn't know is that I'm a pastor's wife. So when a good word, so to speak, something oral has gone forth that's really good, the only response that all of us need to have is take out the offering plate. Let's just take out the offering plate. You guys already heard everything that you need to hear. I'm so glad that the protocol has already been established. Gladys, I've been speaking for a long time, and I've learned how to wear longer skirts so that folks can't see my knees knocking together. I'm probably 3 times as nervous as you are. I was stunned to find out that my name could ever be thrown in the hat, and deeply humbled to be allowed to speak to you for just a couple of minutes. But first, I did say the protocol had been established. First, allow me to introduce to you the one on whose shoulders I stand. I'm so grateful that my mother's here. My mother is my first teacher. My mother is my cheerleader. My mother's my mentor. She's my example. She's my gatekeeper, and she's the epitome of guts and grace. Allow me to introduce to you Dr. Alexandria Young Baldwin, Professor Emeritus. And I tell you and now, because I'm what they call a neophyte bride, he did pretty real. And it's been 2.5 wonderful years. I just want you to celebrate with me the presence of my husband, who is my best friend, the BFF from all time, my ride or die, my partner in life and in ministry, the president and CEO of my fan club, the Reverend Hollis Michael Cotton, pastor of St. James to say could probably be said in these few words. When you go with Goodwin, not only will you get a quality, accredited education, but you'll also have access to those hidden college and career success rules. In psychology, we call that tacit knowledge. And you'll also have access to the people, as in administration, faculty, staff, alumni, fellow students, who will help you to stay on course. And finally, when you go with Goodwin, you'll also have the courage, the confidence, and the calling to go out there and positively impact our world. But first, you need a reality check. Because, and this is the title of this very brief message, can I keep it real? Can I keep it really real? Can I keep it really, really, really real? You can't get there by yourself. Oh, we need a reality check. You can't get there by yourself. Reality number 1, there are only 3 points and then we're out the door. Reality number 1 is you need an example. Often, U.S.-born Black Americans have been criticized for not living up to their potentialities. And in fact, some believe that certain decks are stacked against them, denying them enrichment opportunities that would assist in future success. Now, I believe in large part, without getting theoretical and ivory towerish about it, I believe that some of this could be attributed to lack of examples and support systems in students' lives during their formative years. Allow me to explain from a socio-cultural perspective. When you grow up in Nigeria or Montego Bay or even the Gladys El Condado area of San Juan, you see examples in the flesh every day of the possibilities. You see examples of professional possibilities in a very tangible way. The president looks like you. The policymakers, the movers, the shakers, the people with the money, the innovators, the leaders, all look like you. For the visual learner, this says, so this is possible for me too. But when no one ever sees anyone that looks like them performing in certain high-paying professions, it reinforces theories and beliefs about a glass ceiling that affirmative action has yet to eradicate. Can I really keep it real? Up until around November 4, 2008, many Black Americans had a not so unrealistic expectation that we could go just so far and no further in the United States of America. When Barack Hussein Obama got elected President of the United States, whether you voted for him or not, many women of my generation, believe it or not, literally cried with a renewed sense of hopefulness and optimism for future generations of children, because we realized that the same Martin Luther King, now see you all, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, 1960s. I know how far we've come. And we looked back and we said, now, if he made president, we can all live this American dream. You see, first we had to acknowledge and see reality check number one. You need an example. And we too, even women my age, needed to see an example. So the good news, dear Goodwin scholars, is that you have many examples. If not in your neighborhood, or not in your home as was shared, then you have them in every office on the Goodwin campus. All you have to do is look around and you will see people who look like you, who are actually doing what you're studying to become. I'm just keeping it real. I know how far we've come in America. Reality check number two. The second element that can assist you with maximizing your potential is to have a mentor or individual who can help you get where you want to go. You need somebody that knows somebody. Somebody who can give you entrance to decision makers and persons of influence to get you to the point of that job interview. Now, you've no doubt heard the old adage by John Donne that says, no man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Oh, but you guys, I like how the great philosopher Keith Urban, he said, because everybody needs somebody sometimes. Yes, everybody needs somebody sometimes. Even though my mom, brilliant scholar and genius level intellectual gifts that she has, at age 16, my mom went to college and she graduated with her bachelor's degree before she could even drink that wine that you're serving right now. With all of that, and with all of her accomplishments, which are so numerous that my curriculum vitae is 10 pages, I guarantee you hers is 100. she still had to find a gatekeeper in the form of the University of Connecticut, where she got her PhD, and her advisor, Dr. Joseph Renzulli, to be able to get that PhD and then go on to become, you Google her, you'll see it, an internationally acclaimed scholar, leader, and professor. And so reality too is that you need a gatekeeper. You need an example, number one. Number two, you need a gatekeeper. And finally, number three, and I promise I'll be sitting down in less than 5 minutes. Reality three is you are gonna need guts, and grace. Guts. Now that's tenacity. Guts or tenacity. But it also includes courage. Courage to succeed and courage to fail. Courage to get back up like Gladys so eloquently elucidated for us. And courage to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Likewise, grace comes into play when you've done your very best. You dress for success. You managed your time well, like Dr. Cotton taught you in her Psych 112 class. But you still hit a major bump in the road. And rather than being forced to drop out of school because your money's funny and your change is strange, maybe you all have never had these types of obstacles in your life where you've got more money than money. But if it happens to you while you're a Goodwin student, you'll get to experience what I call the Goodwin grace, the Goodwin way. What I truly love about Goodwin, and a lot of you, as I walked around the room, heard me say the same thing. What I truly love about Goodwin is that it liberally dispenses excellent non-academic wraparound support. And they model workplace skills for each and every student by each, isn't that right, Nicole? And every employee. You see it, you feel it, you experience it in the actions of every faculty member, every staff member, alumni members, students, and you, the friends of Goodwin. Goodwin is really serious about giving a second and even a third chance in life. That's grace. And we'll work with you, even when others have counted you out. Goodwin Grace is about fostering community, which legitimately and consistently puts the student first. While many institutions, including the one I graduated from, talk the talk, Goodwin actually walks the walk. No cognitive dissonance here, President Scheinberg. In fact, I have seen you do it yourself. Our president, while he could stand on many titles, could he not? So richly earned and deserved. He's a mover and a shaker and a policymaker himself. But, you know, psychologists and retired military people like to spy. And as I walk around the campus, I've seen him walking with an entourage of very important persons, from Governor Malloy to congressmen, senators, you name it. But let a student cross his path who even looks like they're lost, that man will stop the whole entourage and say, come, I'm Mark. Not I'm up here and you're, I'm Mark. Let me take you to the person who can help you. There's no throwing you. That's the Goodwin grace that I know about. So yes, here at Goodwin, you're going to get a quality accredited education, but you also have access to the people, places, and experiences that will prepare you for any future endeavors. All of this for you. But can I keep it real? You can't get there by yourself. So once you've gotten where you want it to be, all we ask is that you keep it real, reach back, and help someone else to get where you've got it.
shoulder. I think I'll save that for some other students. Thank you very much for sharing those words of wisdom. We couldn't agree more about Goodwin being a place of grace. We're a little selfish in that regard. We all are here because we feel so strongly about what it provides for our community, what it provides for our students. Now for the exciting news I promised to share, and it really does segue beautifully from Carlita's remarks. As you've heard here tonight, there's no shortage of passionate and generous people in the Goodwin College family. Students like Gladys, in fact, we like Carlita, make our growing college a place where people want to invest their time and energy. And in this place, their hard-earned resources. I work directly for Provost Ann Clark, so when she recently came by my office and asked to speak with me, I thought, ooh, Ann time. I love Ann, she's great. But I literally, at the same time, in the back of my head, like, oh, am I in trouble? Like, did I do something? Did I owe her something? It was that wonderful mix of happiness and fear. But do we ever really outgrow that? I'm not sure if you do. As Ann often does, she started a conversation with a reflection on our students and her passion for working at Goodwin. Having an impact on our students makes it all worthwhile, and Ann is invested in the development of others, particularly those who help themselves, are self-motivated and self-directed, like many of you in the room, like us. As one colleague put it, Ann is kind, caring, and generous, but she keeps it real. She's with you, Carlita. Don't tell her how hard you're working, show her. And if you're coming to her or the college with an ask, you better have blisters on your fingers and well-worn shoes. She appreciates knowing you have skin in the game and that you're working hard to achieve your goals, whether they be personal, professional, or educational. If you're in, she's in. And boy, is she in. Ann, can you come forward? I see you there. Come over here. Come on. Just at least come up a little closer so people can see. Ladies and gentlemen, Provost Ann Clark. I'm honored to announce that Provost Ann Clark has generously offered to create an endowed scholarship fund. A fund for Goodwin students who have demonstrated a willingness to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. Students who have a never say die attitude. Though we're still finalizing the fund name, we are certain that the students who will benefit from our generosity will have the shared characteristics of courage, pep, vigor, and know-how. For now, we're affectionately calling it the Moxie Fund. The foundation is thrilled to work with Ann on this exciting fund, with the first award being announced this fall. Please join me in thanking Ann for this support. So special because we were wondering if we could do it again. For those of you who were at last year's brunch, the stories that were shared by women who talked about other women and other people in their lives who made things possible, it was kind of electric. Talked about the students who made things possible. Talked about the men in their life who supported them as women who might be trying to overcome challenges. I kind of think we did it again thanks to people like Gladys and Carlita and all of you. Who believe in you. And you came here to help Goodwin students continue on their journey. So thank you for celebrating each other. Thank you for celebrating Goodwin. And we can't wait to have you at other Goodwin College events. So a big round of applause for each and every one of you.